Okay, so the season is drawing to an end, and today I'm going to be giving you a story idea. Now, none of these ideas that I ever propose are really that accurate, but I do love just trying to think about what could happen in the next season and the way it could all unfold. So I don't know anything for a fact, I'm just going off things that I've spotted in game, what other people have said, and what I've noticed. So let's get into this and why Midas wants to destroy the agency and bring the map to a close. Now, to start things off, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Midas himself. Now, Midas has the golden touch. Now, the golden touch means that he can touch any weapon or cosmetic item in the game, anything that can change colour, like has a wrap applied to it. So, a helicopter, a boat, a weapon of any type, he can touch it and it will turn to gold. And even if the item is dropped or not in use, it will still remain gold, the golden touch. Now, you see that on his hands there, and as the story of King Midas goes, he obtains this ability to have the golden touch, and I believe it was his daughter he touched, and she turned to gold, and he lost her forever. She died because of it. That's what I believe the story. Do not quote me on that. That's what I believe, though. That's what I remember. So, going off that, I want to propose a little story idea. Now, this is normally a bit far-fetched. My stories are normally quite in-depth, and the normal Fortnite stories aren't that deep. But going on to this, you can see that Midas here has a little photo on his desk. Now, she looks kind of young. It's hard to tell because of the angle and how far away it is. But I could say that she probably could be his daughter, or maybe his wife, or something like that. And maybe it's a lost loved one who dies because of the golden touch. You can see all the people around him have gotten this statued now because of the golden touch. They've been frozen in gold. So maybe something like that happened to her. If you actually click onto Midas, you can see that on the right he has a cabinet with the skin Cyclo in it. Now, this is a leaked skin. It hasn't actually been released yet, but we have images of what it will look like, and it's sort of like a stormy based character with all like a glowy storm in it. And the curious thing is there's a loading screen already with him looking into the case of this upcoming skin, and there's been a reflection almost noticed in the case. Now, in the glass this might be grasping a little, but it does look a bit like a woman, and it potentially could be this woman over here. Now, that's grasping a little, I know, but what we do know is that Midas is in possession of this suit, and he's also, as you can see in the background, got a huge reactor going in the agency. Now, I assume this is in the agency because if you go into game right now, you can see that surrounding the agency there is almost a fog cloud building around the agency. Now, why would I think that this is resulting in fog clouds? Because I believe that this has something to do with the storm. Yes, that's right. I believe this has something to do with the storm. I believe that this is getting powered up to then transfer energy potentially into this suit that Midas can then wear and control the storm. Now, the reason I'd say that is because recently people have been having really weird zones. Now, if you're not sure what I mean by that, I mean the zone is placing in really weird spots throughout the map. It's taking abnormally long to come in. It's just being really weird. Now, I believe this is due to Midas messing around with the storm itself and playing around with this reactor, charging it up, maybe sucking its energy and powering the suit. Now, why would he want to be powering the suit and messing with the storm? Now, there's two theories going around. Now, my theory, personally, it's a bit far-fetched, is that he's trying to find his daughter, find a way to bring her back to life. Now, the reason I say this is that Midas was the one who employed the Chaos Agent, and the Chaos Agent was the one who was doing experiments with Slurp and changing people into Slurp characters. Now, why this is relevant, maybe Midas is trying to change his daughter into a Slurp character, trying to bring her back to life. Maybe not exactly Slurp, but trying to find a way to bring her back to life. That was a failed experiment, and that's why the Chaos Agent is dead, and that's why that he's now on Midas' wall. You'll see that on Midas' wall he's got the Chaos Agent's head. There's the Chaos Agent's head right there. But it's all a really far-fetched theory, that one, and I really wish it was true because I think that'd be a really cool, deep storyline. But what's more likely the reason is that during this season, the Ghost organisation that initially started off dominance have actually been falling as more people in the Battle Pass have chosen Shadow when they go to pick the agency. And what I mean by that is when you go to pick a character, you have the option of Shadow or Ghost. And the majority, like me, are actually choosing Shadow. And every time that the majority then picked that for a specific agent, that place where that agent was based would then be taken over by whichever dominant force that most people picked. So if most people picked Shadow, that place then became a Shadow place. If that makes sense, I hope you understand what I mean by that. But the only place remaining is the agency, and this might be Midas' last chance to try and hold on to the agency from Shadow. And the reason I'd say that is because if you actually have a look onto the challenges that were recently released, it was called Storm the Agency. Now we have two things that are interesting here. Storm the Agency, just as a normal sentence, suggests someone like attacking, like charging onto the agency. Now some people think this is the prison over at the Shark, but I actually think this is the agency, and it goes with the name of it all. If it's storming the agency, there's some guy here fighting off the ghost henchman. Now if that's the case, that Midas is trying to hold off the Shadow organisation from taking the ghost agency, he might be trying to create a weapon, the storm weapon, to try and hold them off. Now if that's the case, that's probably why he's got this reactor building some power up, powering his suit potentially. Now if that is the case, and we are going to see that in a live event, then I think it'll be a really epic, really cool cinematic sort of feature to watch. So I'd recommend everyone to tune in on Saturday when it occurs. So yeah, that's going to be my story really. That's what I think is going to happen. Either Midas is trying to bring back his daughter slash wife from the grave, and is trying to go through any means necessary to try and bring her back. Not sure how he would do so exactly. Or that Midas is trying to gain control of the storm to hold off people from taking the agency. Now, I'm not too sure if either of those are right. They could all be wrong. It could be so far out, who knows. But if you guys have liked this video and you want to see more like it, leave a like in the comments saying so. As for you guys, peace.